Hello and welcome to StudyIQ. In this video, we will discuss about the important reports of the World Economic Forum. So in the previous video also, we have discussed important reports of World Economic Forum. In this video, this will be a continuation. In the previous video, we have discussed 3 important reports of World Economic Forum and we will continue the series now. And in this video, we will be covering 4 important reports of the World Economic Forum. Let us start with the Global Energy Architecture Performance Index report. This report is also in short known as EAPI, that is Energy Architecture Performance Index. Under the EAPI, the World Economic Forum analyzes 127 countries, or it evaluates 127 countries on the performance of their energy architecture, or how efficiently those countries utilize the energy resources. That is what is analyzed or evaluated, and the rank of India is 87. So out of 127 countries, India ranks 87 in the Global Energy Architecture Performance Index report. The Global Energy Architecture Performance Index report is prepared by the World Economic Forum in association with Accenture Strategy. Both this combined prepares Global Energy Architecture Performance Index report. And what is the aim of this report? The report aims to inform the energy policies or investments. So, energy policies and investments are guided by this report. On what basis? The report lays down the strengths, weaknesses, threats or challenges and also opportunities in the area of energy. So when a policy is taken by a country or when an investment is made in the energy sector, this report helps in providing guidelines on the basis of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and also challenges in the energy sector, and that is the aim of this report. This report is based on 18 indicators, and these 18 indicators are defined across 3 core dimensions, or we can say that these 3 core dimensions are the 3 sides of the energy triangle. So 3 core dimensions divided into 18 indicators, and these 18 indicators are used in order to prepare this report. And what are these 3 core dimensions? The first one is economic growth and development. Under this dimension, that is economic growth and development, the World Economic Forum measures how much the energy sector of a country has contributed to the economic growth and development of that country, or how energy resources of a country are utilized towards the growth and development of the particular country. And second dimension is energy access and security. So under the second dimension, that is energy access and security, the World Economic Forum analyzes how the population of a country has access to energy. For example, how energy resources are accessible for the citizens of a country. If we take an example, electricity, it is a form of energy, and how much accessibility do electricity have for the rural people or for the population of that particular country. So this dimension is measured on the basis of access and also energy security. And the third one is environmental sustainability. So under this dimension, the World Economic Forum analyzes or evaluates how sustainable is the energy sources in the country, how environmental sustainable is the energy resources of a country or the utilization of energy in the country. So these are the 3 core dimensions: economic growth and development, energy access and security, environment sustainability. So these 3 core dimensions are used in the evaluation of this report. And as we said, based on these 3 core dimensions, 18 indicators are developed by the WEF in order to prepare this index. So 18 indicators based on 3 core dimensions, or what we call as 3 sides of the energy triangle. And in the EAPI, that is the Energy Architecture Performance Index, Switzerland is the country that have topped the list. So Switzerland is followed by Norway, Sweden, Denmark and France. So these are the 5 topmost countries with regard to the Energy Architecture Performance Index of the World Economic Forum. And we have already seen that the rank of India is 87 out of 127 countries, and in the year 2016 the rank of India was 90. So in the year 2016 it was 90 and we have improved 3 ranks and now it is 87. And if we consider the rank of the largest consumers of energy in the world, like the China has a rank of 95. Japan has a rank of 45. Russia has a rank of 48 and the United States has a rank of 52. So these are the largest consumers of energy in the world and they have these ranks. We have said that there are 18 indicators based on 3 core dimensions. And now let us see some important indicators. So out of these 18 indicators, some important indicators and what is the performance of our country, that is India, with regard to these indicators. The first indicator, access to electricity. So we said there are 3 core dimensions and the second one is energy access and security. So access to electricity will come under energy access and security. So let us see how India has performed. The rank of India with regard to access to electricity is 101. The rank is low. Why? Because there is a large percentage of population in the country still doesn't have access to electricity or unelectrified. So this is the reason the rank of India is 101. Another indicator is solid fuels for cooking. So solid fuels for cooking. The rank of India is 108. So we know that in India, especially in the rural areas, most of the households does not have access to clean energy for cooking or clean cooking fuel. So this is one important issue in the country. And with regard to this, we have launched the Ujjwala Yojana, which helps the rural poor to attain clean cooking fuel. So with regard to this also, the ranking is very low. The rank is 108. Solid fuels for cooking. Another indicator, environment sustainability. With regard to this indicator, the rank of India is again 109. This is also very low ranking. But one thing we must remember here is that we have a commitment to increase the solar power capacity by 2022. So we are planning to increase our solar power capacity to 100 gigawatts by the year 2022, and this will make us a global leader in case of renewable energy, and this can improve the rank of India with regard to environmental sustainability. Another indicator is the CO2 emission or carbon dioxide emissions from electricity production. So the rank of India is again 117, which is also a lower rank. So we perform poorly in the basis of carbon dioxide emissions from the production of electricity also. So these are some important indicators which are among the 18 indicators of the World Economic Forum in order to arrive at the Energy Architecture Performance Index. Now coming to the next report, that is the Global Risk Report. Under this report, the World Economic Forum highlights the most pressing risk the global world faces. So, the important risk that the global world faces, and the 13th edition of this report was published in the year 2018. And now we will see what are the highlights of this report in 2018. As we already said, the Global Risk Report highlights the important risk the global world faces, and according to the 2018 report, the World Economic Forum has come up with 4 major risks. The first risk is the environment degradation. According to the World Economic Forum, one of the most important risks the global world is facing is with regard to environmental degradation or overutilization of the resources of the nature. So the report says that because of environmental degradation, the world is about to face extreme temperatures, rise in CO2 emissions, biodiversity loss, strain for agricultural system, and also pollution in the air and the sea. So air pollution and pollution in the sea. So environmental degradation is one of the most important risks that is provided by the World Economic Forum in its Global Risk Report, and these are the possible or the already existing risks which are associated with the environmental degradation. Extreme temperatures means increase in temperatures and resulting in environmental issues, and also CO2 emissions, carbon dioxide emissions in the environment has been increasing, and the report says that it will further increase, leading to damage for both the environment as well as the human beings living in the earth. Again, biodiversity loss, which will lead to mass extinction rates. Extinction rate means species will become extinct or they will disappear from this earth. So extinction rates also will increase. Again, strain for agricultural systems. So the food security of any economy is sustained by the agriculture. So the environmental degradation will affect the agricultural system, leading to insecurity with regard to food also. And again, pollution in air and also in the sea. The water resources as well as the air is also being polluted, which will cause huge damage for the health of the human beings and other species living in the earth. So this is the first risk provided by the World Economic Forum in its global risk report. The second risk is cyber security risk. The report says that cyber security risk is one of the major risks the present world faces, and according to the report, the cyber security risk both in terms of prevalence and also disruptive potential. Both in terms of prevalence and disruptive potential is very high. So, and this cyber security risk according to the report also has financial impact, which means it can create financial losses for the businesses. So, financial impact is also very high, and this report gives some examples also. For example, the report highlights the issue of WannaCry. So, this was a cyber security attack and this was named as WannaCry. This attack, according to the report, says that this attack has affected more than 3 lakh computers in the world, and also this was spread across 150 countries. So you can imagine 3 lakh systems or computers were affected, and also it was spread across 150 countries across the globe. So the impact is very huge. And with regard to WannaCry, I want to tell you one more thing. Those of you who have appeared in the UPSC Preliminary Examination 2018, you must have noticed the question. So a question was asked that what type of an attack is WannaCry, and the option cyber attack is the correct answer, and the World Economic Forum in its global risk report has in detail described about this attack, because this had a very huge financial impact not only in 1 or 2 countries but across 150 countries. So this describes the prevalence and also disruptive potential of cyber attacks. The third challenge given by the global risk report is the economic strains. Coming to the economic strains, the headline economic indicators suggest that the world is recovering after the global financial crisis. So, this is a period of recovery after the global financial crisis. But according to this report, even though this is a recovery stage, there are major concerns with regard to the economies of the world. So, the report highlights some new challenges that the economy or the world economy is going to face is already facing. According to the report, these are the new challenges. First one, disruptions with regard to automation and digitalization. So we live in a digital world and the quantum of automation and digitalization has increased. So this itself possesses certain threats or challenges. So this challenge is referred as one of the new challenges by the global risk report. The second new challenge as highlighted by the global risk report is the mercantilist and protectionist challenges. So these are the two major new challenges that is highlighted by the World Economic Forum in its global risk report. The fourth pressing risk as highlighted by the report is the geopolitical tensions. Under the geopolitical tensions, the report highlights military tensions or military pressures. Secondly, economic and commercial disruptions, proxy conflicts, and also changing alliance dynamics. So these are the main geopolitical tensions according to the report. So you must remember only the 4 important risks that are highlighted by the global risk report. There are majorly 4 important risks. One is environmental degradation. Second one, economic strains. Third one, cybersecurity risk. And the fourth one, geopolitical tensions. And the 2018 global risk report also provides 3 new series. So let us also see what are the 3 new series that are added by the 2018 report. First one is the future shocks. The future shocks in the report deals with uncertain events that can happen in the future or risks that are highly unpredictable, which can come as shocks or unpredictable things that can come out in the future. The second one is the hindsight. Hindsight means looking back to the previous risk. So we said that every edition of the global risk report will highlight certain risk. So this is in the year 2018 and this is the 13th edition. So previously there were some editions and those editions also highlighted some risk. So under hindsight, the report looks back to the previous risk and also analyze the evolution of this risk. So in the previous editions there were certain risks and these risks are analyzed and also the report sees what were the actions taken by the global community in order to overcome those risks. So the response of the global community with regard to the risk are also seen in the hindsight. The third one is the risk reassessment. So under the risk assessment, the risk experts will share their opinion or insight about the implications of the decisions that are made. So there are certain risks and in order to overcome those risks, certain decisions or policy action is taken. So under the risk reassessment, these experts or risk experts will put their insights on what will be the impact of the policy decisions that are used to overcome the risk. So these three are added in the new edition, that is the 2018 edition. These were not in the previous editions. So three new series that are added are future shocks, hindsight and the risk reassessment. The next important report of the World Economic Forum is the Inclusive Growth and Development Report. So according to the 2018 Inclusive Growth and Development Report, India has a rank of 62 out of 103 economies. So the World Economic Forum analyzes or evaluates 103 economies and the rank of India is 62. So what is this report all about? Inclusive Growth and Development Report. So growth and development means that it is with regard to economic performance. So this is with regard to the economic performance of countries or economies. And what is inclusive? Inclusive means including all stakeholders or all sections of the society into the process. So here the process is economic performance or growth and development. So inclusive growth development report means the World Economic Forum is analyzing or evaluating the countries on the basis of inclusion, which means how well they are able to include all the sections of the society into the growth and development process of that country. And in order to arrive at the report, the World Economic Forum uses 11 indicators or dimensions. So 11 dimensions are used in order to prepare this report. And the 11 dimension has 3 pillars. So let us see what are the 3 pillars used by the World Economic Forum to arrive at this report. The first one is the growth and development. So growth and development means growth is in terms of GDP and development means growth plus social factors. Growth plus social factors. So with regard to growth and development, the rank of India is 66. So the rank is 66. The second pillar is the inclusion. Inclusion, as we already said, it is a process by which we add or include all the sections of the society into the process of development and growth. And with regard to inclusion, the rank of India is 72. So when we say inclusion, it will include all sections of the society, especially the weaker and vulnerable sections like the senior citizens, children, women, etc. So these are included, and on the basis of inclusion, the rank of India is 72 out of 103 countries. The third pillar is the intergenerational equity. So what is meant by intergenerational equity? This is a concept which says that human beings hold the natural resources not only for themselves but also with other human beings or other organisms living in the world for the present as well as for the future. So intergenerational equity means at present also the natural resources are not for any one section or any particular human being or any particular class of living beings, but at the present it is for everyone who is living in this world, and also this is for the future. So this is known as intergenerational equity, and on the basis of intergenerational equity, the rank of India is 44. So these are the 3 pillars in which this report is made. And based on these 11 dimensions and the 3 pillars, Norway is the country who has topped the list. So Norway has the first rank, followed by Ireland, followed by Luxembourg, followed by Switzerland, and Denmark. And if we consider the BRICS economies, China has a rank of 26, Russia has a rank of 19, Brazil has a rank of 37, and South Africa has a rank of 69, and India has the rank of 62. Now coming to the last report, that is the Global Enabling Trade Report. This was published in the year 2016. So this is co-published by the World Economic Forum and Global Alliance for Trade Facilitation. So this report is prepared based on the capacity of an economy in order to facilitate trade or the movement of goods over borders or to their destination, which means how well a country is able to facilitate trade. So trade deals with movement of goods and how well a country is being able to facilitate the trade of that country. So this is the basis of preparing this report, and 136 countries are evaluated by the World Economic Forum in this report. The rank of India is 102. So our rank is 102 with regard to facilitation of trade or movement of goods in the country. Certain factors are considered while preparing this report. Let us see what are the factors. The first factor is domestic and foreign market access. So market access is the first factor. How accessible is domestic and foreign market. Second one is the border administration. Third one, transport and digital infrastructure. Fourth one, operating environment. So these are some of the important factors considered by the World Economic Forum while preparing this report or the index. The index is the Enabling Trade Index or the ETI, and the rank of India is 102 out of 136 in the ETI or Enabling Trade Index. The country which has topped the list is Singapore, followed by Netherlands and Hong Kong. So what does it mean? It means that Singapore, Netherlands and Hong Kong perform well with regard to facilitation of trade from their economies.